a dream rules. This is someone else, I'm not myself, no, no.
Ooh. All right, ladies, it's about that time for me to set my hair. Figured I'd set you guys up to join me in this. I've got a little extra moisturizer around my edges. I did just a little bit of physical activity and, you know, kind of got sweaty around my hairline. And anytime I do that, I try to replace it because, you know, sweat is salty. I try to replace that with a little extra moisture. So that is what you're looking at there. And without further ado, let's commence to setting some hair. I think I'm just going to still go small. If you watch my vlogs, you know that I've been talking about or debating whether or not I'll grow my hair out, and I think I will. So I'll just set it small for now and then wrap it. That's all I've been doing. But I feel better. I've been taking showers. And for some reason today's shower hit just a little bit differently. I think because I told myself I have a purpose. I'm going to dry my hair. I'm going to get out of the house and get away from these four walls. And, you know, usually when we think about self-care, we think about taking a nice luxurious bath. I enjoy those. I don't film them very much just because it's hard to be in the moment of the bath and set up the camera, change the angle. Oops, I didn't show too much, did I? You know, and all those things. So for that reason, you guys don't see me take the baths that I really take about weekly. Typically, when you see my hair washed, I've taken a bath. That's pretty much how that goes. And I'm that weirdo who I soak in the tub, I enjoy it, I do some exfoliating, I do all of that, but then I get up and I get in the shower and I have to wash it all down the drain. I've seen some, and someone was telling me that there's another culture who does it the opposite way. They shower first and then take a bath. But I don't know, it's just something about me sitting in there like a tea bag with all of my fluff and stuff and dirt and all that I just don't enjoy. But yeah, I do take quite a bit of baths. That's part of self-care. And like I was saying, just getting up and moving is feeling like a different form of self-care, not the sit around kind, because I've been sitting around healing and recouping all week. I need to have some self-care that actually gets me out of here and get a little reflective. But speaking of being reflective, as I've been in my bed watching vlogs, you know, just really chilling and recouping, I have been doing a lot of reflecting and thinking and all of that jazz. And I need to elevate my level of self-care in different areas, more so in terms of the foods that I eat. I have done a good job of adding things like juicing to my diet, but not a good job of subtracting some of the other stuff. So like I've been juicing, for example, and I'm like, oh, that's good. I've added that, but I haven't subtracted anything. Don't talk to me about subtracting wine. No, we're not subtracting that. We'll limit it, but we're not going to subtract it. I like my little wine. But just as far as eating, like when I go out, I do not at all make healthy choices. I treat every time that I go out like a cheat time. And I need to do better. I felt myself the other day when I got up from my bench. I might even have a clip of that. But when I got up from my bench, I felt myself put my hand on my leg and kind of do a push-up gesture. Since when? I'm not that girl. I don't need assistance getting up, you know, things like that. But, oops, I always forget something. I forgot my setting lotion. I've already sprayed some on, but this spot feels just a little dry, so I want to hit it off. But I'm not at a stage and phase where I need help pushing up and off yet. And I feel like if we're not careful and we're not measuring and watching ourselves and things like that, stuff like that will creep up on us and we won't know what happened to our bodies. Like I'm already in the 50 plus club. I already feel some differences, but I want to counter those and I want to do better. And so that's what I need to start doing. I've added vitamins, and that's the stuff I'm talking about. Like I'll add collagen, I'll add vitamins, I'll add juicing, but I'm not subtracting any of those negatives. And that is what I need to do. I need to start subtracting some of the negatives. And I feel like if I talk about it out loud, maybe that's going to hold me a bit more accountable. Y'all will be my accountability partners, right? I kind of don't need that because honestly, me laying in the bed, having that discussion, that real reflection and discussion with myself as I'm wondering, dang, why is it taking me longer to heal? And wondering if part of that is aging or if part of that is just how I've been treating my body. So I need to be more responsible with it. I need to get up and move more often. I have the Pilates machine that I do from time to time. But first time I got on there, girl, that thing hurt so bad, I put it away. Why? I need to embrace those challenges and get on there more. If not as intensely, the next time I get on, do a little something and then add a little more to it, every other time. But yeah, it's just time for me to do that. I also, you all can probably see it, but as I get sick, my glands and things get swollen. As I gain weight too, I have always had, a pretty fluffy face. So you can't see it quite as much in my face as you can in my throat and my neck. And I look at some of my footage and I'm like, girl, you absolutely need to get that under control. So I just feel like that is the truth of it. So we're going to look into more self-care and getting it together. Even spiritually, I need to do a bit more. You all know that I'm always writing in my gratitude journal and things like that, but I also want to find a good book for going through the Bible. I am not the biggest of church fans, and I've mentioned that before. I have absolutely nothing against church at all, but I more than enjoy church. I enjoy women's studies groups and Bible studies and things like that. But I learned during the pandemic, I do not enjoy it online. Just not my zhish at all. So, it might look more like me going back to Sunday school or Bible study or something. My church changed hands, so to speak. When you change leadership, it kind of changes a little bit. And I was not as crazy about the new leadership. It wasn't bad. I don't want to act like I'm putting it down because, y'all see me at the church. I'm like, hey, you didn't like that. You didn't like him. So it wasn't that it was a bad thing. It's just not a thing to which I was accustomed. And some of the choir might have changed up and all of that. So I just kind of veered from it, though not from the teachings. And so all of this I say to say that to some degree, I think I'm starting to feel a little convicted. And I actually like that a little bit. I do. As strange as that sounds. Like, I've always been that person. I've gone to churches, and mostly I grew up in Baptist churches. So I would go to the churches sometimes and, they'd, hey, and start hollering and, and all of this other stuff. And they talk about how, homosexuality is bad and this and that. And you see people, amen, yeah. And then he'd talk about fornication and the amens would kind of die down a little bit. And he'd talk about tithing and the amens would die down still a little more. Well, the thing for me, though, is that I'm not gay. Okay, fine. No problem. Listening to a preacher preach about how we shouldn't be gay really doesn't hit for me. Just because I have my own thoughts and ideas about that. I know there's that which the Bible says, but if you haven't heard me say this before, I honestly see, because I've seen it too much in children. I've seen the innocent children who don't even understand what they're going through, move through life in a way that let me know that, I think this person is gay. I think this person's struggle is with their sexuality or with their identity. And then on top of that, there's also all the homosexuality that we see in different animal species, not just in the human species, yada, yada. All right, so all of that being said, I honestly view homosexuality much the same way that I view dimples. Not everyone has it. Not even the vast majority of the population has it. It is technically, therefore, a birth defect. And I don't mean a birth defect in a bad way any more than I mean dimples are a birth defect in a bad way. I actually think dimples are pretty darn cute. And I've known gay people that I thought were pretty darn awesome. But it's a birth defect in the sense that the vast population does not have it, does not fall under that category. So that's honestly how I feel. So going back, how does that relate to what I was saying, girl? Because it sounded like I was all off track. Well, it's that when I go to church and I hear preachers preaching about how we shouldn't be gay and that doesn't serve me. It does nothing for me. It does not change my understanding of those who feel that way, or, it doesn't change my belief in whether or not those people can be good, kind, productive members of our society, whether they can go to heaven. None of that has changed for me. So listening to a preacher preach all that and hearing the whole church, amen, preach on, say something, you said a word right there, that does nothing for me. Start talking about fornication and how that church gets quieter. Talk to me more about that. Talk to me about, temptation and things like that. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't been tempted lately. Y'all would probably be shocked and appalled if I told you how long it's been since I've had sex or even seriously thought about it. But that being the case, I still want those lessons and scriptures and things that apply to me. And that's the part that has me feeling like, maybe I need to join a women's study group, a Bible study, or something like that. But it sure can't be one of those hyper judgmental ones, and that will not do. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting. I'm sitting in a place and time where I'm beginning to feel convicted, and I actually feel good about that. I don't enjoy the idea of simply moving through life not feeling anything. Just everything I do is okay. My stuff don't stink. I've seen people like that, and it's like, yeah, that ain't who I want to be. That's just not who I am. I've always had an awareness about myself. It doesn't mean I changed the path I was going. For example, there's never been a point where I've told you before about how Lisa, I think was her name. I only struggle with her name because I lied about what her name is. But I told you before about how, a classmate and I stole a lot of stuff. And to me, I kind of justified it by, if those store people weren't so racist, if they weren't following me around, they would see that she was the one that was stealing stuff. So you know what? That's what they get. That's kind of what they deserve. Did I really believe that? No. But I mean, I've always had that kind of awareness about myself. Like, girl, you did wrong. They're wrong too. But as we all know, two wrongs what? Don't make a right. Doggone, I'm out of my green clips. How does that happen? How do you end up with more rollers than clips for said rollers? I think I put some extras away, thinking I didn't need them. Excuse me, let's go see if I can find a few. Doggone it, I don't see them. We are going to have to go super old school. Y'all remember the clips and stuff if you ever used to get your hair set in the 80s? Yeah, I'm going to have to use straight up clips for the rest of it. But yeah, I'm feeling convicted, and it's time for me to do something about it. For sure. And it's not a matter of, girl, you're just feeling that way because you was near death and you had a bad recuperation. And I've actually been debating this for a little while. But me having to sit still and recuperate really allowed me to sit still and sit in those feelings. And not only that, but I'm grateful about things, but I think one of the things I have been taking for granted is my health. Like, I'm able to do a lot of things that a lot of my classmates can't do. I've run into classmates and been really surprised at the decline of their health. I have. And as we a lot of times talk about the new year and the things we're going to do, yeah, I know we're into darn near March now, if not March. But anyway, as we talk about the new year and the things that we want to do, a lot of times we talk about losing weight, and that's a wonderful thing. But I just need to, and I am going to lose weight, that much is true. But some of that weight loss, honestly, is going to come because I'm going to dedicate myself to moving my body more, to showing my appreciation, not just sitting down and writing about it, but getting out in the world and doing things with it. And I'm just sharing these thoughts with y'all. I'm here in the Kansas City area, and it's almost scary because a lot of times I've told people, don't invite me to your church if you ain't got no singing church, if you ain't got no, this, that, and another. I'm here in the Kansas City area, so I'm not interested, honestly, in attending a church. Again, I don't have anything against churches. It's just not my jam. I don't feel as connected to the word through church as I do through Bible study and through Sunday school. But if you're someone in this area who knows of a good one, let me know. I'm interested. All right, and with that said, I've got, about 2 more rollers. I guess we're going to roll this hair up. Oh, now I'm out of my green rollers too. At least I got a little skinny black one. I'm going to finish rolling my hair up, dry it, and get out of this house. Get out of these 4 walls. Take in some of this fresh God-given air. And I will talk to y'all later. I got clips for my little blue ones. The blue be for the little bitty beads and the super short edges. Oops, I missed some on the other side. All right. And with that, last roller, we are done. I don't know how much editing I'm going to do, but it's funny because I was just talking about how setting my hair saves time. It's shorter now, so it's only going to take me about 35, maybe 40 minutes to dry it. And then I'm going to get up out of this house, y'all. All right? Let go.